Hang on. Going live? Probably live. Hello.
Hello! Waiting
Hi.
to checking and seeing if we're live. Come on YouTube.
Come out.
Come out, come out.
I'm not seeing it on YouTube. Oh,
There's like
There
a
we
30-second
are,
delay.
live.
Yeah.
it was delayed. Hi everybody, welcome to the October Q&A. Hopefully we don't have any technical problems. The setup for this Q&A went a lot smoother than it did last month, so we're feeling good, we're feeling optimistic. And our first question comes in from Alexander. He says, "Hello, allies. In 2017, during his Hellblade stream, Bloodworth demonstrated that he can read Anglo-Saxon runes. In 2018, during the June Q&A, he informed us that he can join Nintendo anytime he wants. Since he is so punctual, it's safe to assume that we'll get another piece of Blood's lore in 2019. And unless I missed something, this hasn't happened yet. Since Blood
There's been stuff, but sure.
Since Blood surprises you as much as he surprises us, I would love to hear everyone's predictions about when the next shadow drop of Blood's lore will happen and what information will be revealed."
The Game Awards, something will be said, and Bloodworth will dismiss it like he already knew it.
Yeah.
It'll be we'll be so excited for something, we'll be freaking out, and he'll just casually say, "Yeah, I worked on that."
Or he already knows which CEO is going to get fired or quit next, but he's just not telling us.
I don't know, man. It was something about like gators. I think we got blood gator lore this year.
Yeah.
That was solid.
He's a Florida guy.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Blood's like, I know gators. I've seen funny gators. It's like, what do you mean
Oh,
funny
true.
gator? I don't
Funny
remember the story,
gators.
man.
Yeah,
The
we got some
Dan-
good Gator lore.
Yeah, the Dan reveal a few years ago was pretty good too.
Oh my God, Dan. I love that.
I thought I was gonna call Bloodworth Dan forever, but then I fell off of it. Blood is just too good.
It's too
30 minutes
unnatural,
later.
yeah.
Dan doesn't feel right to me. Our next question comes in from Volker. This one is for Huber and Brad. What are your thoughts on the new wrestling promotions, AEW and the newborn NWA? Is this the start of the new Monday Night Wars? I absolutely adore NWA Power. Their new 1 hour weekly YouTube show that looks like it's straight from the 80s. Goofy local TV style commercials at all, but in glorious 16:9 HD. If you haven't checked them out, please do. If you have, I'd love to hear what you think about it.
I haven't seen Power yet. I've seen AEW, and it's pretty good. The Wars have started already, and it's on Wednesday nights, man.
Yeah.
I know Huber's keeping tabs, but I don't know if you've actually watched any of them yet.
Yeah, I haven't watched any. Our friend is like begging me to watch because he says it's the best wrestling he's seen in a decade, and that's pretty much what everyone is saying. So I don't know. I'm off of just wrestling in general. Even like 10 out of 10 wrestling right now, I'm just like not interested because I go through phases, I think. So I'm in an off time personally for wrestling.
Which is good considering that IGN clip.
Oh my, there's so many great clips for 2K20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I've heard great things on AEW. I try to keep tabs once in a while because of my friend and Brad, but I personally am not watching.
P.S. Their fake commercials are good, but they're no salmon globe. Ian, you're a genius.
Haha, thanks.
All right, next question comes in from Raymond. Mac and cheese or mashed potatoes and gravy?
Oh my God.
Mm.
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yeah,
Mashed potatoes and
Mashed
gravy is one of my
potatoes.
all-time favorite foods. Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. But as a kid,
mean,
though,
love it.
mac and cheese was the shit as a kid.
Mac and cheese is still the shit, for sure.
It really it varies so much.
Mac-
What, if you say mac and cheese right now, I'm gonna convince Jones to fire you.
That seems a little much.
I'm that
Wow,
serious
pal.
about this.
I've never liked mashed potatoes and gravy.
Oh,
That's okay.
no.
It's just noodles and cheese, dude.
I mean, I don't like. There's only one place that the mac and cheese is okay that I've
Yeah.
ever gone to, but like I don't like. My answer is no to both. I don't. like either
Wow.
of
Okay,
them.
I'll take that.
No
I'll take
to
that
both.
Now
over
we're
mac and
talking-
cheese
now-
over mashed
now we're
potatoes.
I mean,
talking
the
about
funny
fire
thing
rule.
is, like, if I go to KFC and I get a bucket, like, those are probably two of the things I'm gonna get. Like, I'm gonna get both.
KFC mac and cheese versus KFC mashed potatoes.
You're allowed to say both as well. I will say both. That's okay too.
Also, the KFC coleslaw, yeah.
Yeah, blood. There you go.
Oh dear.
I had
I
an
always
ex-
thought I always thought mashed potatoes were really special because like my mom would always tell me that like the only way she gets the gravy is to like make a turkey on Thanksgiving to like get the
Yeah.
gravy, the like legit turkey gravy for mashed potatoes, like real deal. So it just feels more like a special item.
The
Oh,
funny
yeah.
thing is that, Kyle, it almost feels like a Pop-Tarts versus Toaster Strudel debate in a way, because, like,
they're both
like-
bad.
no, I'm saying, like, box mac and cheese is fine. Box mashed potatoes is nasty. Like, it just, no, you need to make mashed potatoes, like, for real.
You need to mash potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta get
Love
mashed.
goes into those mashed potatoes. Yeah.
Mentioned coleslaw. I would pick that above both.
I really like coleslaw. Probably not as much as I like mashed potatoes, but I really like coleslaw.
I had an ex-girlfriend who pronounced it mac and cheese, and it blew my mind every time.
What do you
Mac
mean?
and
She's
cheese.
just abbreviating.
No, instead of saying mac and cheese, she would say
and.
mac and cheese. She would
And as opposed to
emphasize
and.
mac.
Like that's the kind of cheese that she's eating.
She's emphasizing mac instead of
Right.
cheese, and it's
I want mac and
ungodly.
cheese.
I want mac and cheese instead of
How
mac
could,
why
and
you
someone,
cheese.
broke up?
how could someone do that?
It's
Huh.
like how Jones says now and then instead of now and then.
What does he say now and then?
He says now and then. Every now and then.
Ian, that reminds me of a story. I was watching Dave Grohl of Foo Fighters, and he was saying that he was on SNL one night, and Christopher Walken was hosting, and Christopher Walken came up to him and said, "Hey, where's the emphasis? Is it on Foo or is it on Fighters?" And obviously the emphasis is on Foo. You say Foo Fighters, but just to mess with Christopher Walken, he said the emphasis is on Fighters. And so Christopher Walken like got out there and was like, "And now, the Foo Fighters."
The Foo Fighters.
The Foo
Excellent.
Fighters. Yeah, I just thought that was pretty good.
It's wild. I love it.
All right. Our next question comes in from Not Jack. What's a game that came out this year that you think deserves more attention? Well, it's gotten a lot of critical acclaim. I think more should hear about and try Disco Elysium.
I started it the other day. Too early to tell, but it seems dope so far.
I would say probably. I would say ukulele.
Yes,
because
Damiani.
I know the final dungeons get very polarizing for people who play through it all, but so much of that game is so well done, and what they do at the overworld, like no other platformer is even trying to be on that level of what they do at the overworld, the intricacy of it. And I really think you're going to see a lot of other popular platformers ape that in the future. The Zelda-esque overworld with puzzles and stuff.
I think this is a weird one because, like, I feel like it got a lot of acclaim and stuff, but I need to give it more attention, maybe, is The Outer Wilds.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's one that's
Um,
definitely on my list for
Yeah, like,
Yeah, I'm going to get back to that game for sure.
I've played a decent amount of it, but I just need to, I want to go in and, like, finish it, you know?
sure. Man, there's a lot that I think deserves more attention.
Again, kind of personal, but also I feel like the conversation just disappeared. I want to go back to Metro Exodus.
Well, that was one that I was going to say.
Nice.
was Metro Exodus. I think Sayonara Wild Hearts deserves more attention too. I think
It's a
really
fun
good.
game. I liked
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Life is Strange 2 deserves all the attention.
You know, that's a good point. I feel like it's gotten no attention because everyone's afraid of
Zero.
spoilers,
Yep.
Except for
it's
their
like-
own trailers.
Yeah.
right?
Unafraid.
But it's just like, even with us, it's like, well, how? All we can do is have a spoiler conversation because the whole thing is just a pile of spoilers.
Yeah. It's funny with games like that because I feel like everyone just, like, if they played or were aware of the first one, they've made their verdict on the second one. You know, they're just like, all right, I know what this is, and I either like that already or am not going to try it. You know,
Or at least the first episode, right?
yeah.
I mean, the funny thing is, I took a screenshot, like, from the header of the official website, and somebody still called me out on having spoilers for the spoiler mode. So, like, the thumb itself being too much of a spoiler. I'm like, I don't know what else to do for
There
you,
are
man.
people in this.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
right. That character that's been in every episode, he's in this, and he looks a little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
His hair's different. Yep, it is.
Hair spoilers.
I also want to make a case for Judgment. I think deserving some more attention, especially since you don't need any prior knowledge to jump into it.
Judge eyes.
Yes, Judge Eyes, Judgment.
I've seen some Plague Tale hype pop up recently.
Yep, also very well deserved.
Yeah.
We talk about that on the upcoming Frame Trap episode. So
There's one other game I want to bring up. Damiani.
I think I know.
Stranger Things,
I was
dude.
about to ask you, Huber, should we bring up Stranger Things?
Dude,
Co-op,
Stranger
though,
Things.
but co-op.
Yeah,
Like,
Stranger Things is an
like-
awesome game.
Need to play co-op.
Has no business being half that good.
That's always such strange praise of a video game, you know, or like anything else where
Yeah.
it's like, it's basically just like, I expected this to suck and it
Yeah.
doesn't, which makes
Yeah.
it better.
Well, just because it's like Stranger Things 3, like here we are on the 3rd season of the show.
Yeah.
It just everything about it is so weird.
any other games that we want to bring up?
Katana Zero was a sick
Nice.
side-scrolling game that I don't
True.
hear anyone talking about.
True,
Good
true.
ball,
I
Fred.
played through that entire game. It was good stuff.
Whoa.
Whoa.
There you go. Good. Ian knows what's up.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Cool.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Guacamelee too, even though it was last year,
Yeah.
because no one played that.
Shit, man.
Poor
Feels
Guacamole
bad.
too, dude.
Feels so bad.
Next question comes in from DRD7 of 14. Hey there, allies. In honor of all Halloween demighosts marrying away this week, can everyone share the first game they played that really spooked them? For me, it was actually this Men in Black game on the PC. There was this Arctic level that always gave me the chills and the emptiness and loneliness as a kid. Curious if any of you have some odd, out there, spooky stories to share.
Like, there's a difference between like scared and creeped, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
when I was really little, I'm talking like 3 or 4, playing Castlevania 1 used to like creep me out kind of, even though it sounds like ridiculous now, but it used to give me the creeps.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've told this story before for different reasons, but when Super Metroid first came out and we rented it, and I was playing it on a sound system for the first time I'd ever done that at a friend's place, and it was in the middle of the night, and I was in Meridia, and just something like about that music and that combination and being in the dark, like. Yeah, that it started creeping me out.
I don't know if I could say the first game that creeped me out. But there are games that I remember being terrified, like it like just absolutely horrified of, like the original Resident Evil, Silent Hill for sure. Like when I played the original Silent Hill for the first time, that terrified me, and Doom 3 really freaked me out. Those are the most prominent examples, but I don't know if I can pinpoint a first one.
I was trying to think back for really early ones for me, and like I guess I have to click on myself to make myself get big. Early ones for me, like Seventh Guest, obviously, and Mist, but the one that I remember really palpably early in life was Ray Bradbury's The Martian Chronicles, because like sometimes, and it's sort of like Mist, but sometimes that you would see like an alien, a Martian, like off in the distance. And you just had this palpable feeling that like you're gonna turn a corner and someone's gonna be there. If anyone has ever played that game, I'll be astonished. The whole game ended up being kind of a joke. It's a very strange game.
When that zombie looked back, it's love at first sight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Were you
That's
scared?
it. Yeah, initially, for sure. I mean, it's been so overplayed now, obviously. We've seen it
Right.
10, 15, 20,000 times. Like, it's so iconic that it's more of like a classic moment than a scary moment now. But when I was a kid, like, even before the remake, the original was, yeah, freaky.
Yeah,
Freaky
I know.
part.
I know what you mean, Huber, because
Yeah.
like now it's hard to imagine being scared of Doom 3,
Yeah.
but or you know, PS1, Silent Hill, or Resident Evil, but yeah, at the time,
hmm
for sure.
I'd say recently, though, I never miss a chance to bring up Outlast. That no game has scared me more than Outlast 1 and its DLC.
Oh, there's a good comment in chat. Jurassic Park on the Super NES, the first person sections.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Forgot about that. Dinos.
That game had surround sound, dude. That game, it's crazy.
Jurassic Park's got surround sound, man. Ben Moore knows what I'm talking about.
Weekly hunts. Hey, did you know?
Did you know?
Our next question comes in from Michael. Hello, Easy Allies. A while ago, I asked about Damiani's opinion on Neutopia 1 and 2, but he hadn't played either of them. However, they will both be on the TurboGrafx 16 Mini that launches next March.
Ooh.
I'm wondering if you're interested in playing either. They're quite Zelda-like. Love and respect.
Those, I think I've seen those games. Who is it? Was it the user? Was it Mama Robotnik? I think on Reset Era did a huge thread about history of Sega games or something and TurboGrafx games that were basically like Zelda type games.
I think it's all Sega games.
Oh, so was it just Sega? Okay,
Yeah.
it's not a bunch of Sega games. I didn't know
Honestly,
if it was
great
included in
thread. Really good.
yeah, I don't know if these two are included in it. I bookmarked a few of them to maybe check out at some point. But I'm not really from. I feel like I've heard those names before and had seen them brought up, but I still haven't played them. I mean, I'll try them out. I am open to the older games that didn't get any attention that are similar in style. I just have this thing with modern games where people say this is like Zelda-like, and it's used as a catch-all buzzword mostly nowadays. And most of the games I play, that this is like literally like Zelda. It's like, no, you're just saying this. I mean, it has some elements there, but it's like they're not this. Like this isn't the same game. I get kind of annoyed when people sell me on that, and it's like, no, you're not the same.
When I was playing the Genesis Mini, there are some games that are surprisingly Zelda-like. The action-adventure games on the Genesis Mini are so interesting. They're really, really fun.
I need to check those out.
And so, yeah, like if I'm getting this TurboGrafx, I'm way down to try some more old action-adventure games. They're so interesting that they get forgotten, whereas, you know, A Link to the Past is revered still. And it's like, wait, why not these other games, you know? And so, yeah, they're definitely really cool to check out and play.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's basically like A Link to the Past and to an extent Link's Awakening, that I feel like all these games are being like these games are similar to Zelda in that regard. And then but once we move to like 3D Zelda, it just kind of like it's harder and harder to find a game that's like as similar as some of these older action games seem to be, action adventure games seem to be, that I just missed out on because I didn't have a TurboGrafx like. And yeah, those were expensive back in the day.
I knew one guy that had a TurboGrafx.
Wow. I don't think I knew no one had it. Like you went
He
to
also,
the
he also had one of those satellite dishes. Do you remember the old satellite dishes that like took up your whole yard?
Oh yeah.
Like made a lot. You could hear it from inside the house when it turned and picked up a new signal.
Did this guy happen to work at Nintendo?
No.
Okay.
Damn. I knew someone who had the Sega network service. What was it called? Sega X-Band or something? Or what was it?
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, someone I knew had that, and I thought I was like, whoa, you could like get like a TV type subscription to Sega to get games. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh, the TV thing was different than X-Band. X-Band was like a modem, but maybe.
I am not entirely 100% sure what it was. Again, I'd have to like actually Google it and then be like, that was it. for sure. But they basically had something that was like connected to a network or whatever it was, like something like that. And I was just like, holy crap, that's cool.
Our next question comes in from Mike Hook. Good afternoon. As we now know, Blizzard is a shady company. In fact, most corporations are shady. What shady stuff has your company done so far? Link face.
Joy-Con drift.
Shady, what has Ezala has done that's shady, or what has a company you love done shady?
No, what shady stuff has your company done so
Yeah,
far?
what
So
have
easy
we done?
ones.
We done.
That anime sex games folder.
Yeah.
We get a lot of free stuff.
That's not shady.
That's not shady. That's their fault.
I don't know, like Modern Warfare gave Huber that like battery charger, and he just gave me that to me, and I just used that.
How's that
Right.
shady?
It's a battery
like-
charger.
Potentially, that could affect my feelings on Modern Warfare.
Well, Kyle.
That's the
I mean,
idea, right? Like they
that
want
is
me to
the
have
bad
a positive feeling about Modern Warfare because of that battery charger. It doesn't work, but like it has to have some effect, right?
I'm
yeah.
gonna share something that maybe I shouldn't share, but I kind of don't care.
Is this the blood drop?
Here's
We
the blood
got a
drop. Here it
package.
is.
We got a package that we did not open on group stream,
Oh no. Oh no.
and I'm so happy we did not open it on group stream.
Mm.
And everything in that package we just threw in the trash.
Yeah.
I'll stop short of saying what it was for, but yeah.
That is our shady event of 2019.
Not sent in by a patron or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was from a publisher.
Yeah. So that's a not shady thing that we've done, I guess. Like we are
That would be like
unshady.
the reverse.
Yeah. I
But I'm
actually,
just,
I think
yeah, I mean,
as
just
a,
to me, like that kind of thing, like it's just so much of it is just noise and clutter and just like, I don't know, like after 6 months in the industry, I just don't see how anyone cares.
6 months. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like at first it's like, oh, it's so cool, I get all this free stuff, and then like you run out of closet space, you know?
Yeah. I feel like as a company, like not blowing smoke, but I feel like we're really good. It's like colored my perception of the industry in a way because like people worry about corruption or whatever, and I'm like, judging by our thing, it's like I don't think it's happening, you know, just because we don't. Like I don't know. It's funny. I don't know.
It is. You do have those weird moments though, like where you go to preview a game or something, and you're like, okay, these people are being like exceptionally nice, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not like it's it's in their best interest, but yeah, I think that, and you get a lot of free stuff, you get a lot of free games, absolutely. So it is not. It's different, right? Like it's different than like a regular consumer just going and buying games a lot of times. I mean, I still end up buying a ton of games, but yeah, that factor is definitely there.
To me, like the shadiest stuff I come across tends to come from people that just don't seem to have any idea what they're doing
Yeah.
or who we are, you know? So
Oh,
that
you mean
they're-
the emails you get?
Yeah, the emails that come in is like, hey,
Yeah.
we want to pay you guys for a review. And I'm like, excuse me? What?
Yeah. That's the thing. People try to do shady stuff, like towards us, I guess, and we just kind of laugh it off. It's so fun because it's so obvious, you know.
Yeah.
There was that article, didn't Kotaku or someone, they like, some company sent out a thing to a bunch of different outlets a few months back where it was like, we'd love to pay you to do a video or an article, but not mention that it's paid. And like they said that in the
Yeah.
thing, and it's just like, who's gonna do that? Nobody. Ugh.
There was also that month that Brad was gone, and we just had some other guy, and nobody noticed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was pretty shady.
That was
I had
pretty
a
funny.
nice vacay. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We even gave him a different name.
Yeah. We just called him Carl the whole time, and everyone just thought it was Brad. It was pretty weird, but yeah.
Our next question comes in from Caesar.
Oh, here we go.
Music library, the 3DS. Go!
Mm.
The 3DS. Oh,
Oh.
gosh.
Luigi's Mansion 2.
Bravely Default.
Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Mario 3D Land.
Good pick.
Ooh,
A Link Between Worlds.
Etrian Odyssey 4.
Did Virtue's Last Reward have good music? That's the only game I played on there.
All the
Yeah.
Pokemon games.
That's the thing, Ian, is like there are some games where I'm not sure. I think I err on the side of like, yeah, that had good music. I definitely lean toward that.
Oh my god.
Because you want it to be like comprehensive, right? So
Yeah.
I don't think we're trying to like
Yeah.
I have my 3DS right here, and look what game was in it.
What was it?
Nice. That's
3D
Mario 3D Land.
Is that the good one or the one I hate?
That one is very good.
This is
3D
the
was
good
pretty
one.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I like 3D Land a lot.
Yeah. For a
both-
second, I was like, shady thing. I'm a charlatan. This is the Mario I hate. It's in my system.
Yeah, that was our one shady thing.
But no, it's the Wii one that I didn't like.
Animal Crossing, New Leaf.
Oh yeah.
Always a good library of music in those.
Dream Drop Distance here.
Mhm.
Dude, Dream Drop Distance has such good music.
You were actually talking about that this week.
Yep.
God.
Put every port that was on there. You gotta. I remember
Every port.
Ocarina of Time 3D, Majora's Mask 3D, Xenoblade Chronicles 3D,
Yeah, Monster Hunter games,
Monster Hunter
Two.
3, 2,
Smash Brothers,
Smash
Yes,
Brothers. Was what? What about Kid Icarus? Do we say Kid Icarus?
Dragon Quest 8 got a port.
Yep. Throw it in.
Dragon Quest 7.
Jeez, there's so many games
Kid
out there.
Icarus. Did you say Kid Icarus?
I was asking.
I mean, he
if we
just
said
said it,
Kid
yeah.
Yeah, you did.
That has got some incredible freaking music. I haven't
That's
even
good
played
pick.
the game.
SMT4.
So many Fire Emblem games on here.
Kirby
Fire Emblem.
Robobot.
Mm.
Robobot. Kirby Robobot.
Robo
Oh,
Bobot?
Theater Rhythm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah!
Oh,
man.
dear,
Good
dear,
pick,
yeah.
bud. Yeah.
Man, there's some
Cool.
good games on that thing.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah,
Technically, yes.
absolutely.
Wait, that was on the 3DS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3D.
What?
Very early. Very
Streets of
like,
Rage
close to
2?
launch.
Like Streets of Rage, all those classics you can play on
Yeah,
3DS.
yeah, they came
Dylan
out there.
Castanova is a fan.
Yeah, all the.
Phoenix Wright is on there.
Oh, there are a
Yeah.
lot of Phoenix. Ace Attorney games there. Oh, Project Cross Zone. So much Capcom and Bandai Namco music in that. Like cool remixes.
I wonder if the more recent Metroid games have good soundtracks.
Like Samus Returns, I forget. I
Yeah.
played it, I just don't
Yeah,
remember.
Put
And I
them
bet,
on
even,
there.
I bet even like
Put 'em on
Federation Force is worth listening to, right?
Maybe,
I
yeah.
don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Probably want to double check that one.
Looking through more. Oh, there's the Hatsune Miku games if you're into that.
So
Put it
into
on there. Definitely put it on there. Okay. All right. I think that was pretty good. Those some months
Oh,
have been
Mario
rough.
Golf would have some good stuff, I would expect. I haven't listened to it, so.
3DS had its own eShop music too. It's different currently, so I don't remember what it originally launched with. But like even like the Me, like Find Me music's really good. Like
Oh yeah.
3DS, I think.
Plaza,
Yeah, it's like the last one with like some good menu music.
Dude, I loved some like I loved Find Me for
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really fun for a time. All right. Yeah, some months I feel like we really struggled with that question. I think we did a little bit better this time.
I love the 3DS, man. I love that thing.
Ulf asks, what is the best RPG stat?
Oh.
Attack.
Strength.
Strength.
Yeah.
Charm.
Crit or direct hit?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, crit. It's pretty juicy.
Crit.
Love crit.
Crit's
It's
pretty
weird
good.
because
But
Yeah, like
your
I've-
crits hit more when you hit stronger, which is strength.
I'm with Ian on Charm, but it's like that's like a very Western RPG thing.
Yeah, it depends on the RPG.
Yeah.
I mean, charm is all like in Fire Emblem. It's like, you need more charm to recruit this person. It's like, screw you, I need more charm.
But you don't have
The
those.
underrated stat is luck. I love the luck stat.
Sure.
Luck.
I think I'm gonna have to go with strength because the times where I get really like I love sometimes just getting tunnel vision and being like I'm just gonna pump that thing up, and just seeing your damage increase can be really fun. But
That's how I played Bloodborne, and it turned out I was playing it wrong.
Oh,
Well, you did Blood Tinge.
oh, you
At
put,
first, but then I
Oh,
reset
yeah.
my save and did a strength one.
I think that
Poise.
really though, like the right answer is health.
HP is always
that's
good.
vitality.
HP is good, yeah.
Get that health up.
Yeah.
But I think at a certain point you can have too much. Dex is another good one. Be
I-
able to.
Man, I see where you're coming from about health, but it's really
always
useful.
the go-to. It's like the
Yeah.
base layer.
It's essential.
It's always useful, but it's just not exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, if you have more strength or crit, you kill things faster. More DPS. Don't have to
Yep.
worry about your HP. Like you use better mitigation and stuff.
I will say, like, depending on the game, intelligence can be really good. Where it's like, oh man, I get to learn more spells or more powerful spells.
Hmm.
It's very similar to strength in some way.
Well, that's one of the things that's been like really curious with us playing Trials of Mana, where like each one of those characters, like the thing you want to invest in, depends on the character and what they can unlock.
Shout out to lock picking.
Yeah. I was thinking about lockpicking this whole time, Huber, too. Yeah.
Shout out to hacking.
Yeah.
Shout out to persuasion.
Shout out, dude. Yes. Persuasion.
Really cool when you feel like you avoid a situation
Yeah.
through persuasion in an RPG.
It's funny because if we got this question after Cyberpunk came out, the answer would hands down be cool.
Cool stat.
Max cool build. Blades only.
Our next question.
Go for it.
Okay. Our next question comes in from Discarded Digit. After 2 years of playing Animal Crossing New Leaf, I tricked myself into believing that I had gotten over my head for material possessions and thought that I had entered a Zen-like state, but I really just ran out of content to play and furniture to collect. So my question is, has a game ever tricked you into believing you bettered yourself?
Wow.
I mean, the Souls series is the obvious first response. Teacher of Zen-like patience.
True.
That might be real, though. Who knows?
I think, like, whenever I finish a game that I find really difficult, I always feel good. Like, oh man, like I really accomplished something. Or the same is true with like if I playing The Witness, I definitely had those moments where it's like, oh man, like I finally got it. Having those breakthroughs.
Yeah.
I think you would like. I feel like I achieved something beyond what maybe I actually achieved. For
That
sure.
challenge room, dude, and the Witness was like breaking me down on a psychic level. Trying to get that for the platinum. Oh my god.
Definitely learned determination from NES games.
Sure. Yeah, I think I don't know if there's a specific game, but I definitely felt like there were times when video games had taught me how to just like navigate better. Just get around, like particularly before we had Google Maps and GPS and everything. And it's just like,
Dude, Bloodworth, yeah, when I was just on my vacation in Portugal, like nobody could read a map. So I was the map reader because it's like, oh, just like a video game.
yeah,
Just like, oh, go up here, boom, boom, boom.
Wait, no one could read a map?
Nobody could read a map, dude.
And his party and his family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
in my party, yes.
That's kind of amazing.
I had the map skill.
In high
Shout out
school,
to
I
Max.
definitely bought a DDR mat and thought, man, I know how to dance now. And that is not the case. that skill does not translate.
Same with like Wii Fit and Ring Fit, where it's like, I'm gonna get in shape. It's like,
I think you do. I actually think those are you legitimately get in shape through those
Well,
games.
if you do them,
yes,
like that's what I mean. Is like I buy them aspirationally,
Yeah.
and then don't keep up with it.
Here's the thing, though. You could be the best in the world at DDR and not have any dance rhythm.
but you would be fit.
You'd be.
You
fit.
would be fit. You would be
You'd
fit.
be very, very fit.
Yep.
Those
Kyle-
boys get sweaty.
I played a shit ton of DDR and got really good at it. And I don't think I necessarily thought I was like a good dancer,
Mhm.
but I was like, oh, I'm good at rhythm games. And like Guitar Hero came out, and I was really good at Guitar Hero, but then I kind of fell off rhythm games. Like I would still play them here and there, but I kind of fell off rhythm games, and then going to round 1 and seeing some crazy Japanese rhythm games and trying to play them and being like, what the hell is going on? And being completely overwhelmed.
Like that person who sends in that, I can't remember the name of the game.
Poppin' music, is it?
Yeah. This one where it's like, I'm like,
Super
oh
3D cow.
God.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah.
Also doesn't teach you to play music.
True. Guitar Hero, I was like, maybe I could pick up the guitar.
I miss Guitar Hero.
Yeah, dude. Those were
They should
heady
bring
days.
it back as a live service.
They did.
Dude, yes,
Battle
they
Pass,
did.
dude.
Yeah.
You earn songs on the Battle Pass.
Oh, God.
All right. Next question comes in from Cisco Ace Jackson. Horror movie stereotypes. Who are you? You can even choose the movie. The doubtful, terrified best friend, the hero, the dumb blonde who dies, one of the couples having sex and is the first to die, the cop who tries to help the kids, the badass girl making it through it all.
In the Scream movies, the guy you're pretty sure is one of the murderers and is one of the murderers.
Bloodworth is definitely the sex couple.
Yeah.
I die immediately.
Huber's like,
first death.
I'm the
Huber's
one who's
like,
like, hey, what's that light over there? Do stab.
no, Huber's the guy who's like, don't worry about it. There's nothing to be afraid of, and then
We're fine.
gets his head chopped off.
I'm imagining Huber in a horror movie, though, just like smiling as he's getting slashed. Just like he's getting hit by like some hatchet, and it's just like, yes, yes.
And then
the killer's so disturbed, like, no.
Check out those intestines.
I lock eyes with the killer. I'm like,
yes.
good kill.
yeah, meaningful kill. Meaningful kill.
Yeah, you just grab his neck. Good kill. It's awesome, dude.
That'd be a good bit in a horror movie.
Yeah. We made a like long story, but I'll just not tell it. But like we made a really crappy B horror movie, kind of for fun, and one of the characters, when he was getting killed by this fish man, he just goes, "Ah, suck," and like we didn't tell him to say that. The actor just said "suck."
It's funny.
And I think it's so funny to say.
It's really
when he's
good.
being murdered. Oh, suck.
And honestly, it's probably happened.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a horror movie stereotype, but I feel like I'm the guy that really likes cats and ends up getting murdered by a cat.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like the mermaid guy in Cabin in the Woods. Merman or whatever.
I would watch Cabin in the Woods again.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, I like that movie.
That one has does tropes in a funny way, like the stoner kid who knows everything. Jones would be like the jock guy, maybe, but like not jock, but like the handsome guy, right? The Chris Hemsworth of
Just gonna say the Chris Hemsworth of Cabin in the
Cabin
Woods.
in the Woods, yeah.
Jones, I feel like Jones is also the one that makes it out alive.
Not if he's
Yeah.
the handsome guy. Handsome guy
okay.
dies.
No, but
But there would be a seed of doubt that Jones was in on it.
Yeah.
You would look at the camera and it would cut, and you would be like, "Wait a sec."
yeah,
He would be in on. He would be conducting like the secondary crime, you know, like how some horror movies have like a secondary thing going on. He's the perpetrator of that. I feel like he's a robber, but he's not killing anyone or something.
Next question comes in from Ebo Show. Hey, allies. Mandatory Update had all movies attached to the end of some episodes. Why?
Why not?
That's it.
Next question.
No, they were fair use, though. That's worth explaining, right? To people who might not know.
Yeah, they're fair use.
So once a movie is a certain amount of years old, it just becomes fair use, and you can just put it in anything.
Yeah.
Is there a website you go to find those, Ian?
Archive.org.
Yeah, check out archive.org. Unless it's a Disney movie, then they just get it forever.
Yeah, they'll come after you.
Yeah.
Except for some of them. Like, there's an old, a few, like, in the 40s. Must have been the 40s because of the war. But, like, Disney would make, like, shorts for the government. And those are public domain because things made for the government can't be owned or some weird thing. So there's, like, a Donald Duck, like, propaganda film about like why bombers are cool.
Oh, I think you used that once.
I've definitely used that one before. Yeah, it's really weird. It's weird.
Careful, Disney will be running the government.
Yeah, give them time.
Next question comes in from Asbo. Good afternoon, allies. For this month's video game vacation, I was planning to send you all someplace really cool that you're all going to love and have so much fun in. Fortunately, there was a bit of a mix-up, and, well, you're going to Silent Hill instead. First of all, I want to apologize. This almost never happens. Please rest assured that all survivors will be fully compensated. And actually, if you could rate your chances of survival on a scale from congratulations, you made it through, have this free baby, to, oh no, your troubled psyche just got you pyramid-headed, it would really help me get a head start on the paperwork.
I'll be at the diner.
I will be the server at the diner.
Nice.
So you know how in Silent Hill characters kind of just appear and then you have kind of a weird conversation with them and then they just walk away?
Yeah.
What I want to do is I just want to follow them. Where are you going? Where are you
Nice.
going?
Dude,
You know what's
man,
funny, man?
good
I was
call.
just thinking
Where are you going?
I would be one of those characters.
Yes, I'm following Blood. Wherever Blood is going, I'm not letting him just walk away. I'm
You're going into the forest, dude.
Yeah, he's taking me to the woods, dude.
I feel like I've been plumbing the depths of my own shattered psyche my entire life. So I might be keenly skilled at getting out of Silent Hill. I don't know.
Wait.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to survive for sure.
Yeah.
Ian, what if the inverse happens where you're in Silent Hill and it's like super happy?
Yeah, everything's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna make that joke, and he was like, "I was gonna send you somewhere great, but there was a mix-up, and you're in Silent Hill." And I'm like, "No mix-up." Like,
There's some like creepy nurse that's all bloody, and you're just like, yes.
I'm like, Charla?
The fog's good for my skin.
Yeah. Fog is good for your skin. Unless you live in LA, then it's poison.
Anyone else?
Not familiar enough with Silent Hill.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that anymore, so I can't really tell you.
Cool.
I'll work at the hair salon next to the diner.
There you go.
There we go.
Hey, you might be in this terrible psychological hellscape, but you'll get a good haircut.
Yeah.
If there were two operational buildings next to each other in a Silent Hill game, I would be like, something is very wrong. You know? Because, like, human beings are not allowed to be within, like, 20 feet of each other in the Silent Hill universe. For more than, like, a cutscene.
Next question comes in from KY79. Hello, allies. Trails of Cold Steel 3 just released this week, and it has one of the highest barriers of entry I've ever seen when it comes to story. This game is the third entry in the Cold Steel sub-series and the 8th in the overall Trails series, and it basically requires you to play everything before it to get the full experience, since it's the culmination of everything so far, and they're all really long JRPGs. This has made me think, how do we feel about sequels building on previous installments at the cost of accessibility, especially as the series gets longer? It really sucks having to tell someone that they need to play 7 long JRPGs before they can play the newest game. The payoff is simply incredible. There's rarely anything that matches this series in ambition. How do you guys feel about this?
So I watched the trailer this week, and I think it's fine. I think that is, from what I can gather, the appeal of the series, right? I don't think that... I mean, like, even the last thing they say in the trailer is, like, here's the new legend of Class 7. that alone means nothing to anyone who doesn't already love that series. You know what I mean? I don't care about Class 7, but the people who play this franchise know exactly what that means and are really excited to see the Legend of Class 7. And so, like, it's fine for that series. You know what I mean? It's what makes that series unique, and like I really support it. I think it's great.
I also fully support that. I do think that TV shows like Lost or Game of Thrones and to some extent, weirdly, Kingdom Hearts kind of maybe, like they would do those things that would try to help you like catch up and like summarize what's happened before. And I wonder if like that would be possible for something like this. Just to try to catch a few extra people, but like, yeah, I don't think that's the appeal, like Kyle said.
Well, and I think too, like one of the things that makes it really tricky with them being such a smaller company, like the thing that really like again, like kind of Kingdom Hearts has done is like you need to put all that stuff out like on the same console. If people are having to hunt down like machines that are out of production to try to catch up or whatever, like it's really hard. And like Ben, isn't some of that stuff not even localized?
Right. Yeah. So two important games in this Trails legacy have not been officially localized, but they've all but confirmed that it's happening. And there are fan translations for those games. Trails has been a sticky thing for me because I played through all of Trails in the Sky, the first chapter, and I loved it. I think that game is amazing. I did a whole don't skip about why it's so good, and there's a reason why it's gained popularity and why people have been really drawn to it. It's definitely earned its credibility without a doubt. And even playing a chunk of Trails of Cold Steel, like that is doing its own thing in a really cool way. And it's been hard because I've wanted to play through all of them, and I still want to play through all of them. But I'm also, I also, my job is like, hey, you've got to play a bunch of different things. And it's like, okay, cool. Like I'm happy that when I do go in on Trails, if I go in on Trails, what this guy is saying, the payoff will be immense and it's great. But I'm also kind of letting go of like, whenever that happens, it happens. Because like it is a huge barrier. It does take a lot of time. It's not always the most feasible thing. And so, yeah, I don't know. I guess like I'm grateful for what I've experienced so far. And if and when more comes, like I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to have a deeper appreciation.
Do you think it would work to make an audiobook version?
I don't know, man. I feel like you'd probably be like cheating yourself. I think they're really well constructed as RPGs, and so I'd be hesitant in being like, because there's an anime, there's a Trails in the Sky anime, and like I'm curious about it, but I think they do a pretty good job of world building and having great characters in that format of RPG. That I'd be a little bit hesitant, I think. So, yeah. I do think though that like the Yakuza 0 or like Judgment route that Sega has taken are really good, because I think it's just hard for people to take that initial step, right? Where it's like, okay, once you're in, a lot of people are going to be all in. And so if you have that game that can kind of get people and get them excited and get over whatever weird hesitations they have, that'd be good. So I'm always in favor of something like that. Which you can do with like Trails of Cold Steel, and that's like you can play the whole Cold Steel trilogy on PS4, right? If you wanted to do that, you're not getting everything, but you know you can do it, and you'll get the core story of what's going on, from my understanding, anyway. So, yeah. Any other opinions on that?
No.
Damian, you kind of look like you want to say something.
I mean, I think everything this is pretty good. I was just gonna say, like, I guess, like, 'cause that Kyle's point was pretty good. About like stories, like one of the biggest draws of that. I was just gonna bring up like 14. The same criticism against every expansion is that it demands that you have played the previous ones for the story, and it's a lot. I think it's getting, the more they go on, the more it is, and people keep praising that series of story, but it's like, I have to go through how much of it. It's gonna. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's as bad as Trails with how many entries there are in that, but it will probably get there at some point. And it's just gonna be like, yeah, what do you say to someone who's like, on top of it being an MMO as well as like, what do you say to somebody like in a few years when it's like on like the 6th or 7th expansion? It's like, yeah, go play through 6 previous expansions worth of story to enjoy this story. And it's like, yeah, it's probably not going to fly. Though it's really good.
I have a weird analogy though. So I'm thinking about comic books, right? And like, comic books have years and years and years and years of lore, right? And it's just like, they don't expect you to know it all. That's why the comic books have covers. I was thinking about this, right? Like, you can sub to comic books, you can go in and get your issue every month, and like you're up on the lore and everything. But also they're made to be sold as like, you look at it, you see it in a store, and you pick it up and you buy that particular comic, regardless of what happened before or after. And I think video games can be the same. Like, video games are still fun, right? As Ben just said, like, it's still an RPG. You're still leveling up and attacking enemies and things like that. And so, like, while you would get more out of it if you played every game leading up to this, like, there's still something. They're still making a game that can be picked up off of a shelf. There's still box art for it. You know, they're still trying to sell the game to people who haven't played those first games. And so I think there's still something to it. You know what I mean? Like, in 14, they're still giving you the ability to hop in because there's still fun to be had besides the story.
For sure.
Yeah.
But when people are saying this story is like one of the best, or something, like when you're hearing that praise, and that's one of the draws, it's kind of, but that's the price of admission. I mean, same thing. Like, I feel like it's not, I mean, sort of analogous is like, and Avengers Endgame. People saying I have to watch how many films to like, it's like, yeah, like you were along for the ride, or you're, I don't know. Like, there's something to say. There's such a great payoff when you follow things for a long time.
Yeah,
you do get that, but at the same time, everyone, like, creators are trying to figure out ways to still make their stuff somewhat accessible to newer audiences, so that because they want to grow, they want to keep sustaining it by bringing in new people on top of the existing people. And yeah, I can't imagine, that's like, seems like such a hard balancing act from like a story writer, from like a writer's perspective and a producer's perspective. And it's just like, I don't know, like, there's been some really good payoffs in a lot of stuff, but at the same time, like, it seems like it's such a huge risk. And I guess I'm trying to say, like, hats off to people who pull that off. It's like, seems insane to me.
It's a delicate balance, to do both.
I mean, I watched Avengers Endgame without seeing half of those films, and I was fine. I didn't feel lost, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they did like that thing where they did a good job of accounting for like both. But I just remember coming out, there were people who were like jumping on the bandwagon, and they were complaining like, "Wait, so I have to watch how many films before we go into this to know everything?" And it's like
4.
It's like, you don't have to. Yeah, like, that's it. Like that's why I like when who was saying, like, Ian, you're saying that some of these games and movies where we do like kind of like small recaps. Like, I wish games more often, if they're in an anthology or serialized, would include, even if it's just optional, say like, hey, would you like a recap? Just like on Netflix, skip this, like, the recap of the last episode or something.
Chat informs that apparently Trails 3 does have a very long recap video.
Yakuza has really long
preview. Sorry, go ahead, Hubert.
Yakuza has really good recaps. Really long.
Something important though that I do want to say, and like, I am just as guilty of this as a lot of people, and I think when we do it, it's just coming from a place of passion. But I don't think shame is a good tool in bringing people into the fold.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you really like this, and yeah, there probably is a best way where you'll get the most out of it to experience it. I think that is totally true, and I think that's a good thing to bring up. But like, if somebody plays something out of order, or if they don't see everything, or they miss something, like, I don't think the way to help them, and then in turn people who are around that, I don't think the way to like bring them into the fold is to like shame them or treat their experience as like invalid. Like Kyle said, like even if you're not doing something perfectly right, like you're still playing an RPG. There's so much to dig into that I think being encouraging and helping people, and just like the tone that you take with people, can help so much with wanting them to be a part of it. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think that can help.
I mean, yeah, that's just good advice for pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We dug into that one a lot. Next question comes in from Alex. He says, "Hi, allies. What do you count as a good first impression in video games?"
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's something's unexpected. Something like, oh, I've never done this before.
Kyle, I hate in a game when I'm like, I bet I'll care about this eventually. Like,
Yeah.
whenever I have that thought, it's always kind of like a hard thing to sit with. Where you're like, I bet this gets good. You want to feel it right away. You want to be like, oh, I'm immediately invested in what's happening.
I'll give a quick example. I was playing the Grand Stream Saga. It's the game I'm streaming right now. In any game, you open chests, you open crates and something. You see an item and you just get it. I opened a crate and it's like, there's mushrooms inside. You hate mushrooms. You close the crate. I was like, okay, cool. I've never seen that before. Great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been sort of overplayed now, but Link's Awakening does that same kind of thing where like you go to check the chest and you're like, hey, what are you doing looking at my things?
Mm-hmm.
Like they actually address like what is happening right now. What you're just playing into this video game need to loot, and people are like, what are you doing?
If it's a shooter, that shotgun better be real nice. You
Man,
know?
the opening to Doom 2016 is so good.
Yeah. So, like a shooter, like if I pick up a shotgun, I'm definitely like, that's a first impression is being formed in that moment for sure.
I think being overly coddled really
Right.
hurts your
Yeah.
first impression of a game. Like, I think about how many games where it's just like, there's no, like, so many games are just so afraid of you not knowing something.
Mhm.
Even like the most mundane, you've seen it 10,000 times. This is an autosave. Like, it just,
Yeah. And
like-
why do they tell you the same damn tip for 25 hours?
yeah.
You've already told me this.
Like, I'm sure they have research that backs up their opinion, but I think about like Resident Evil 4, and part of the reason why that intro is so good is because like it throws so much at you and you don't have your bearings yet. Like, you're not comfortable with everything that's going on, but being so uncomfortable is what makes it good. Like, I don't know. I don't think games value you being uncomfortable enough, and how that can end up being a positive thing and push you to learn or push you to be interested in something.
And I think like elegance is the word that comes to my mind, where it's like, I mean, beginnings are super, super hard. First impressions are super hard, but like your systems have to be strong enough that they're intuitive enough that you feel immediately or pretty quickly at home playing this character, playing this game. And the story and setting and everything have to come together to be super interesting. And it has to not feel like you're being coddled, like you said, like tutorialized. And like very few games pull that off super well, I think. It's really hard to do.
This is only making me just want to play the Evil Within 2. Because you're talking about like elegance, and that whole intro is just
that was
great
great.
intro.
I don't remember that intro.
Dude, it's like the setting up the story, obviously, which I really like. You're like going in the burning house, super nightmarish.
Oh,
You're like looking for your
yeah.
daughter. So it like sets the tone with the mission. But then when you're like running away from like the buzzsaw lady, there's like a lot of good horror. And then it like throws you just into kind of the open world. It's like hitting all the beats: story,
That's something
horror,
like,
open world.
if I'm thinking about it, like a lot of the good games do sort of that kind of thing where it starts as like a vignette or a dream sequence or something where like you don't have all of your capabilities yet, but you just have to like feel this world and run, you know, or something, and like it gives you an immediate feel for what the character feels like to move, and you're getting a story dump, and it's just crazy. I appreciate that, I think. And then like, you know, you find a sword later or whatever, and you like slowly trickle it out, but it doesn't feel like a slow trickle. It feels like just what would be happening in this situation, and you're dealing with it yourself, you know? Agency.
I don't think I would like Final Fantasy as much as I do if it wasn't for 7, 8, and 9 all having extremely strong intros. Particularly 7 and 8, I think, where like they're all really strong, but just there's so much that goes on. There's so much action. There's so much excitement. Like kind of on a superficial level, they draw you in. But despite a really exciting situation happening, there's a lot of quiet moments. There's you getting to spend time with the characters. There's you learning about the world. But everything happens so fast. Like they do a really good job of pulling you in. I don't know.
That music leaves the first impression, I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think that many games have good intros.
Chrono Cross. Open that, just put that disc in, and then it takes you for a ride before you get the title screen.
Are you talking about like before the game starts, like a cinematic? Or are you talking about
no.
when you're playing?
I mean like kind of the first section.
Like the prologue almost.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I'm saying like Chrono Cross, like that cinematic when you just put the disc in, like that's huge. I mean, that's like that you're pumped to play that game. Like that, even if I don't remember exactly what the opening moments are like, but even if the opening moments are a bit slow, like you're already primed. Yeah.
It's funny what Ben and Ian touched on here is that I do think that modern game design, the intro of a game, is almost more like focused on being the tutorial, being the instruction booklet, than it is like introducing you to this world. And it slows it down.
But I think you can do both.
You can
I
do
think
both.
That's the thing is
sure.
like the tutorializing doesn't necessarily have to come at the expense of the world building. I don't feel.
Yeah, and just like any game that's like use the left analog stick to move is wasting everyone's time.
Yeah.
And it creates a bad first impression. I really do think that.
I think Dark Souls has some really basic instructions when you start, like real basic.
Yeah, I mean it has the messages on the ground, right?
Like
but
R1 to attack.
Yeah,
But
you can
they're-
skip over all of it.
they're
I know you can
optional,
skip over.
yeah.
I'm just saying, like that's how you could do that. You could have both.
the thing is
Yeah.
though is like it has those super basic ass instructions, but it puts it in an interesting situation. Like you're still basically in this dungeon that you have to escape. It's still a really tension-filled thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I thought Borderlands 3's tutorial was pretty good because it's like they're talking at you. There's funny stuff happening. It's not making you stop. You're still moving while the things pop up or whatever.
Actual funny stuff?
Yes.
Okay. I'm skeptical.
I also doubt it.
I don't think I would laugh.
Go, Ben, go. Next question.
Next question, come
Bail us out.
Hey, guys, we're just a few weeks away from the biggest launch of the year. No, not Death Stranding. No, not Shenmue 3. I'm, of course, talking about Disney Plus. I'm still contemplating
You know what? Fair.
whether to try out the service day one or wait until the first MCU Phase 4 show makes its debut. But my question isn't about me. It's about the allies currently present. So here's my question, a two-parter. What will be the first piece of content you immediately watch on Disney Plus?
Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Not even a
Mandalorian.
question. Everyone,
Yeah,
Mandalorian.
everyone. Mandalorian.
Just the way that question is, will be the first piece of content you immediately watch on Disney Plus. When you
Flight
eventually
of the
have time,
Navigator.
Yo, Flight of the Navigator drop.
be the first thing you
Bloodworth. Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, I didn't know anyone else had ever seen that movie. I love that stupid movie.
They do have like X-Men animated series, Spider-Man animated series. Those are really good. Just
Wait,
like
the Fox one?
yeah.
Yes.
Whoa.
You got X-Men on there?
Yeah.
Those were on Prime or Netflix like a few years back.
Well, they said they had X-Men, but is that music thing going to affect them or no? Did anything come out of that?
I have no idea. It was just one of the. It was one of the things they tweeted out.
Yeah, the theme song is
Make
ripped
it
off.
good.
It's ripped off?
That totally sucks. But like, you know, when you're
The guy who got ripped off is suing like everyone.
sure.
Like
But
they,
like when you're just watching a bunch of episodes in a row, you don't care about watching the theme over and over and over. Even the X-Men theme.
I know, but I meant like they might not be able to put it up because they're in the middle of a lawsuit, so it might actually not be making it onto it.
I'm just saying they could just make a new intro if they really want
Yeah,
to.
or just like
Or just
not
cut it
have-
out.
Yeah, not have the intro.
I doubt they will do that.
Why? If they
I'm
want to get it
hard.
out, they could easily do that.
Dude, if
I
you
mean,
did that to like Batman animated series, whew.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's as simple as a call as you're making it. Yeah.
What I mean though is that like I think a lot of Disney Plus isn't like when Huber watches Batman animated series, you like that's full attention. That's like no side
Lights
screens.
off.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But like that stuff is like perfect side attention shows. Like I think Disney Plus is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people like watch TV shows like that nowadays.
Yeah.
And
How
it's got
many?
Simpsons on it too.
Yeah, how many seasons of The Simpsons should I watch? Since I've only watched episode, like I've watched individual
2 through
episodes.
9.
Watch
Two
the first
through-
season
I would watch
Okay.
the first one too.
and then skip to like season 20 and then that's all the good stuff.
No.
What's the like the Principal
First season
Skinner
is-
episode is like the
Brad,
end.
That's what I was literally just gonna say. The Principal Skinner is not
Yeah.
Principal Skinner episode.
That's
it's like
like
the
the
last okay episode.
Wait, I
Okay.
hate that episode.
I know that's the beginning of the downfall.
Yeah.
Got it.
that's
Got
like-
it.
yeah. So-
Season 1 sucks. Do not watch season 1. I was being
Yeah.
sarcastic. That's
Seasons-
so weird.
Seasons 2 through like whenever in season 9 that Skinner episode happens. That's the Simpsons. And I hear there are some good new ones, but I don't know.
When you
Falcon
do
and
that,
Winter
though-
Soldier is supposed to drop this year on Disney Plus.
Sick.
It's supposed
This
to come
year?
out. Correct.
2019.
It is slated
Cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
for the end of 2019, I believe. I'm pretty sure.
Just like
Sanchez asks, "Hello, allies. I know you are tight on time, but I wanted to share some of my backlog. In this case, I would like to know which of these games you would play if you had the choice: Judgment, Trails in the Sky, Control, Spider-Man DLC, Red Dead Redemption 2, Fist of the North Star, Shenmue 1 and 2, Gravity Rush 2, Love and Respect. I know what I will play, so your answers won't impact my decision. Have a great winter.
Control.
Shenmue for me.
Trails for me.
There's a long list.
Yeah, I can go through the list again. Judgment, Trails in the Sky, Control, Spider-Man DLC, Red Dead Redemption 2, Fist of the North Star, Shenmue 1 and 2, Gravity Rush 2.
Control. No question.
And saying that I would play based on what I played, or so that I would recommend them to play first.
What you'd
No.
play if you could. What you
Yeah,
would play.
if you in a fantasy world, if you just could do it. You just,
if
you
I
just,
had
there are
to
no
shoot
barriers.
up, I would play Red Dead Redemption first.
Yeah, I'd probably do Red Dead. I got started on it and didn't get very far.
I was actually just saying that I would have preferred not to have played Red Dead, so that's interesting.
Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah,
that
we
before
know.
the Q&A.
We know you don't like it.
I mean, I like it fine. It's just like I didn't get anything out of it.
Regret.
Yeah, like it was a lot of time for no real payoff.
Shout out Gravity Rush 2.
Garage 2 is great.
Garage 2 is great.
Any other answers?
Shenmue. Because Shenmue.
Right, right. All right, moving on. Our next question comes in from Hab Jabbit. Greetings, allies. Last night I watched the last episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I wanted to thank Ben, Brad, Kyle, and Brendan for mentioning the anime/manga. Is there any other anime/manga you would recommend? P.S. For anyone who hasn't seen Demon Slayer, it's a 10.
Oh, that's what I'm always pushing on Q&As.
Yeah.
Then Hunter x Hunter.
Made in Abyss for me.
Made in Abyss, or
Yeah, made. Two separate words, not
Made.
like made in like.
got it.
Yeah, made space in space abyss.
Got it.
If you could read it, I would recommend Naruto, man. It's one of my favorites of all time. Reading it, not necessarily the anime.
I wanna rock.
If you're more into like romantic comedy plus sci-fi a bit, Kimagure Orange Road was one of the first series I watched through.
Oh.
Serial Experiments Lane. Up
Oh.
there.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Should probably watch that, yeah.
Yeah. Best
Yeah,
of all
Cowboy
time.
Bebop is pretty damn good. Also, Evangelion is on Netflix.
Ah.
Watch that.
How's that version? I've heard like mixed things about it. Like I don't know if people are like complaining about the translation. I don't
Yeah, no, people definitely have valid hangups about it. At the same time, it's a really easy way to watch Evangelion.
Sure, yeah. Like there's definitely a
So-
nice convenience factor.
Right.
Yeah,
Like it's
people have been complaining about Evangelion localization
Forever.
since the
I know
dawn of
they've been
time.
doing it forever.
It's part of the fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah, people it's just like good like classics and stuff. There's still also really good new stuff. I mean, there's the big ones, but part 2 hasn't started on Netflix yet, even though it's done in Japan. But Carol and Tuesday, especially if you're interested in something that is the antithesis of most anime nowadays, it's a very nice departure.
I was thinking about that. Damiani, I saw that. Your recommendation. I'm going to watch that now.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
Damiani approved?
Wait for, I think part 2 is supposed to go up any time now. It was,
Okay.
I remember thought it was supposed to be up by this month. I mean, there's still time left, but if not, it should be going up next month. It's very short. It's like 10 or 12 episodes for part 1. So, and they're like 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. So yeah, it's not, and it's just going to be one whole season, 2 parts. Yeah.
cool. Next question comes in from Liz. No real question. Just wanted to share my hype for the return of Gundam streams and a big old shout out to the art coming into Silverstream. Kyle streams in chat. Give me a life.
Nice.
Lately, during the Silver Squad streams, we get like 40 plus pieces of art that we go through, and it's so fun. It's
Wow.
really, if you're just curious, check out Easy Eyes Plays and just check out the first 10 minutes of those streams. It's really, really funny.
Next question comes in from Varun. He says, "Hi, allies. Do you think a reviewer needs to finish a game in order to write a review / an informative review that's reasonable from a reader's perspective? For example, if someone was reading a Red Dead review, then that reader would have expected the reviewer to at least have completed the story. If not, do you think there's a minimum a reviewer needs to have completed, and if so, what is the limit?"
I think if it's a narrative game, you should probably try to finish it. But if it's like, you know, an ongoing thing, you can't. So.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this a little before, and it's a weird thing because video games are not one thing, right? So it makes sense. It absolutely makes sense for something with a story for you to see that whole story, or even a traditional platformer action adventure game for you to have fought that last boss. But something that's more open-ended, like, you know, like racing games, I rarely, quote unquote, finish a racing game because there's just not a whole lot of need to. Like, it's just more and more of the kind of the same thing and higher level cars and stuff. And it's like, so it's like once you kind of see what the high end is like, it's not like there's going to be a final boss. So, or like something like a F1 where there's like seasons, you know, it's like, okay, well, I would need to get through to at least part of the second season so I understand how that loop works, but there's not a whole lot of value of like just playing that game for 50 hours and it's probably even longer if you wanted to try to play through a whole career. So yeah, it's a weird back and forth thing. And Ben and I were even talking, like, like some of the way things were at game trailers, like, yeah, we wish Kaiden hadn't been like that, because there were times that we had reviewed games that we weren't finished with, and maybe we should have.
A funny example I just thought of for like a middle ground game would be like Hitman 2 or something like that, where it's like mission structure. I think you would want to play through like each mission a couple of times, but you don't really like to beat, like, how do you beat that game? Do everything? Like,
There's a story, kind of.
Well, right, but I mean, like, do you have to see all content of that game, or yeah. Games
At
like
least every
that,
level.
I mean.
Yeah, I guess what you mean. Like, how deep do you dive into each stage?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think our goal with Easy Allies is to finish the story of the game.
Yeah.
But take something like, I mean, the inverse is kind of true too. Take something like Fallout, or I'm playing through Outer Worlds, and it's like I could beat Outer Worlds really quickly and see nothing.
Right.
So yeah, trying to find that balance of like, how much do you want to see? I found more value in the game by seeing more things. Just the deeper I get into it, the more I appreciate what it's doing.
Which it'd be like writing a review for Far Cry 3 or 4 or whatever, where the guy was just like, wait here, and then if you wait, you beat it. If you wait 10 minutes.
Far Cry 4.
Yeah, you beat the game. It'd be so funny if someone wrote a review based on just that. It's like, I beat it. I sat in a room and then it was done.
It's good.
It was pretty
Easy,
good, yeah.
easy game, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Easy. I could follow the story.
Ambitious.
What was funny too is Jones had a similar question on Cup of Jones recently, where it's like, was there ever a game that was, you were trying to review but you couldn't because it was too hard to beat or something like that? And he couldn't find any examples. And then right after that, he got into Little Town Hero, and he's like, oh yeah, maybe I won't review this.
Mm-hmm. What did you review?
Is Little Town Hero hard?
It's more that it's like,
I would say it just
trial
really
and error
drags.
takes a long time.
It drags, I would say. Combat. He told me a combat encounter was an hour and a half, and it's like, dude, come on.
But then if you fail, you have to repeat that hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing where I'm just like, nope.
Like, I played some of it with Jones, and it felt too long. A lot of the stuff already.
And that was the first fight.
No, not the first one. We played a couple of fights.
Gotcha.
Skip.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think there is something to be said, though. If a game is like really, really bad, I've been putting a decent amount of time into it, and you're not at the end, and it's like this. Like, do you really need to finish something if your end message would be, "This is just terrible"? Like, it doesn't matter what the ending is. This is just a trash game. So
I think if your review says as much, you're good.
Yeah, I think you only need to play as much as that it supports your arguments and stuff. Like, don't bring up a game's ending if you didn't beat the game and stuff. Like, oh, this game's story is trash. Also, like, the ending is probably like bad. It's like, well, did you see the ending? No. But like, if what you're speaking to, I think it's fine, because I've seen people. I don't think I've ever personally experienced it, because I've like always finished even the trash. I was gonna say shitty, but trash games that I used to be forced to play. But I've seen like other reviewers who say like, I don't feel obliged to finish this game if it's horrible. I put like 15 hours into X game, and like, my opinion's not going to change anymore. It's just I'm at a stopping point, and now I'm writing my review. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. But people like call them out, be like, you didn't finish it, as if like the ending, even if it was like the most amazing ending, it's like, is that really gonna bump it from like a bad game to a good game? Like, it's not going to radically change anything, I feel. But I mean, it's at the same time though, you should also be transparent. That also would help a lot. Yeah, saying like, I didn't finish the game because it was so bad.
Yeah, it doesn't really work for video, but I do kind of like the way Kotaku has those footnotes of like, we played this much of the game in this environment or whatever, and on this platform. Like, it is kind of spelled out in a footnote there.
Yeah, I agree that is very helpful. All right, our next question is from Kelvin. Hello, allies. Greetings from Indonesia. Just curious, besides Japan, are you interested to visit other Asian countries, and why?
Sure.
I want to go to all the countries.
I want to go to South Korea pretty bad.
Mhm.
I find
I want to go to Singapore.
oh dude, sweet. Huber, your hair right now.
Just playing with it.
It was doing a really cool thing, dude. You're like Conan O'Brien over there.
Yeah. And Conan it out.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's the
Maybe you will
longest
be
hair
in
he's had in a long time.
There we go.
That's a total Conan, dude. That's awesome.
I'm gonna
You
start
do
doing it. Next group stream, Conan.
Yeah. Get some
Get
moose,
ready.
Huber. Get some moose.
Well, next group stream is our Halloween stream, dude.
Oh, can't do it. Sorry.
You could be Conan.
Get some stilts.
Get some stilts.
He is famously tall. But yeah, Singapore. I hear Vietnam is nice. Thailand.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems dope.
Yeah, this is like not an interesting answer to this question, but I just love traveling.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
do. And sure, like there are some places I really want to go, but I think just in general, I just enjoy. I think just like being in a new environment is really healthy, and so like given the opportunity, yeah, definitely I go all over the place.
Yeah, Huber, I always admire the trips that you take, dude.
Thanks. Yeah, they're fun. I love traveling, dude. Just seeing the world. Bonds.
Mm-hmm.
Next question comes in from Richard. Lately, life has been throwing some very difficult things my way, and sometimes it's hard to cope with these situations. Entertainment in all its forms has always been a comfort for me during these streams. Whether it's watching The Office all the way through for the 15th time, or finding a good full playthrough on your Twitch VODs or Easy 8 Plays channel to help me fall asleep, there will always be a special place for those things that have helped me in the past. Seeing as how everyone has had their fair share of trying times in their life, I'd like to ask all the allies, whether it's movies, shows, books, or games, what piece of entertainment has comforted you in these moments? Keep up the great work and take solace in knowing you not only provide excellent entertainment, but also help comfort your community.
Bouncing back and forth between movies and games. Because sometimes games are like, you know, you gotta be in the mood sometimes. Actively playing a game sometimes is work and stressful.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I just don't have enough energy to play, so I'll just throw a movie on. I think like bouncing back and forth is nice.
I think I don't remember if I said it on here or where I said it, but like last year, yeah, when I get down sometimes there was got really down at a point. I did a rewatch of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that is a very uplifting show with some really good messages in it, and it's good to be reminded of that stuff every now and then. So that was I don't know if you're gonna like that show if you've never watched it or if you have, but like I would like suggest that is a good therapeutic thing.
It's weird. The thing I return to more than anything, more than TV or video games, like is albums, music. You know what I mean? Like I re-listened to an album more than I've replayed any video game or rewatched any show. And so
Right.
for me, absolutely music. Just sometimes it's just like, man, I just need to like go for a walk and listen to music right now. And so I think that can be super helpful.
Yeah, same. Like for me, like I'll like get the song in my head. You know, like lately it's been Suspirium, Tom York's song from the 2018 Suspiria. But it's just like I've got to listen to this for like therapeutic reasons right now. But as far as shows go, like I used to, when I was like super depressed for like a third of my life, I would like fall asleep watching Futurama, you know, a lot. Like Futurama was the big one. Before that it was The Simpsons, but then it became Futurama. Yeah.
I don't do it enough, but I do feel like reading kind of, I don't know, it kind of restructures your brain and kind of clears out the clutter in a way.
What is
What are you
that?
reading?
Huh? Well, that's
What
what
are
I'm
you reading?
saying. I'm not reading anything right now.
Oh, got you.
What is
But I'm
that?
saying,
What is
like-
reading?
When I take that time out to just read for even like a half an hour or an hour, sometimes like I feel calmer afterwards.
Cooking has been something that has been really relaxing for me. I think just like having something be simple, like, hey, chop up these vegetables, hey, boil this thing, is really nice. Just like simple mechanical things.
Yeah, for me, like not really the question, but like making music is maybe the most therapeutic thing on the planet.
Next question comes in from Brad. Sled, toboggan, or innertube?
Sled. Yeah.
I'd love to try a toboggan.
They're like a sled, but older and scarier because they're like
Yeah,
hard wood and like you feel like you could get hurt.
and that's the curled up front, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good
I actually
sled
like the
has
inner tube.
has a curled front.
Yeah.
Inner tube, you can go
Inner
off
tube.
jumps and not have to worry about hitting a hard piece of wood or something.
You're
Yeah.
losing speed.
Losing
It's not about the speed, Kyle.
and
It is about the
control.
speed,
It's
Brad.
about the freedom of the air.
Yeah, freedom of the air.
Being in the
dude.
air, flying, dude.
Freedom of the air.
But
That's
you
what it's about.
sacrifice directional control though on an inner tube.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
fun.
part of the fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The uncertainty.
Toboggan is multiplayer, which is fun.
You can get a longer sled that has the turned up front and room for 3 people.
Okay.
That was my favorite sled as a kid, was the long one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Florida. The inner tube's the only one that floats.
Yeah, toboggan doesn't float.
Blood, how many snowy days have you seen in your life?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I've been up at like friends' places and stuff when it snowed, but I didn't see snow until it was like 19 or something.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
Like snow, like actually like hitting the ground. Like there was one day when I was like 10 or so that there was a little bit of snow in Florida, but it like melted when it hit the windshield.
This is a blood fact. A shocking
See,
blood
like,
fact.
I'm sure that that's not uncommon for so many people, but it's just, to me, in my own experience, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You're right. I bet
was-
it's actually extremely common. Yeah.
Yeah, and the time that I did see that snow, I didn't actually want to see it because we were climbing Pikes Peak, and it was like body is already struggling, and now it's gonna snow. Like, oh crap.
I was
Yeah, I
I
feel
was
like-
present for my Texan friend the first time he ever saw like a blizzard, and it was pretty incredible.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't see snow till I was like 11 or something like that.
Same.
This is so wild to me. Yeah,
I mean,
Ben and I. Yeah.
we grew up here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's also like similarly, I think about like from when you're a kid to when you're an adult. Like, I was never on an airplane. Like I was 18 when I got into my first airplane, and I jumped out of it. And so.
Wait, what?
Wait,
jumped
you
out of
jumped
it?
out of it?
The first
Yeah,
time you were on a
that's
plane was
skydiving?
you skydiving?
Yeah.
And you're a mountain
Shit,
climber?
Bloodworth.
Shit, blood.
Yo,
You see her by the. Wow.
That's
Blood-
the
blood
blood
of the
fact,
wild
dude.
right
That
here.
is it.
What the
That is the
hell?
blood fact.
Who are
Skydiving
you,
Bloodworth. First
First
time on a
time
plane,
on a
dude.
plane.
Jumped out.
like life easy mode. I got this, everyone.
My brother had dragged me to the drop zone because he was really into it for a few years. Every weekend,
Zone.
because he was bored, he wanted me there with him, but I was too young to jump myself. So it wasn't until I was 18 that and he paid for me to jump.
Wow.
But it's the only time I've actually done it either.
Crazy.
I don't think I would ever do it.
Yeah, that ain't really for me. I'm good.
It's cool.
Yeah, I'm sure it's awesome.
It's cool.
All right.
I think.
Not what you would expect.
That would-
I mean, it's just like the scary part is just like the moment before you jump, and even then, because my brother had done it so many times, and he was with me in the plane, like I wasn't even scared then. It's just that kind of like that roller coaster drop for like a half second, and then once you are looking straight down, everything's fine.
It's funny because I've done the vertical wind tunnel thing like 20, 30 times, like iFly or whatever, but I don't think I'd ever want to actually skydive.
Can't do it.
It's funny though, those of you who didn't grow up in snow, there's a very singular thing that happens when you're young enough that it drops enough snow that it's taller than you in one night. Like 3 feet of snow and it's taller than you, and you're just like, wow. It's a really cool feeling. Like the world is transformed.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
It just sucks that kind of it's so beautiful and amazing when the snow first falls.
Yeah.
And then it's just like awful and it's dirty and ugly and yeah.
You know, you can probably relate to this. One of my favorite things about a fresh snowfall or a snow blizzard, snowstorm, is how quiet it feels, because it absorbs all the sound. So it feels like pure silence if you're like out in the woods and there's a bunch of snow. It's pretty awesome.
Did you ever get lost in the snow at that little age? That's one of, I remember that. I have several memories, but like not being afraid or anything, but like it was fun. But I can now think back, like that was probably like terrifying to everyone else. Like, where'd he go?
I've always had an amazing innate sense of direction, Damiani, so I've never experienced that.
Oh, I was just having fun. I was like, I'm just like digging holes through here. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely made some like very dangerous like tunnel forts that, thinking back, like I could have been crushed. For sure.
Yeah, I only got a few years of that amount of snow. I mean, I've had a lot of snow, like most of my youth living in places where there was snow, but like first few years in New York was like real snow. It was like, okay, here we go.
You lived in New York? I realize I have no idea where you're from.
Yeah, I was born there and lived there till like 5 or 6. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damiani lore. How did I know?
That's why he's got
that?
that Yankees hat.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Omar's
Yeah.
favorite team is the Mets. And he's from out here. So I never judge, is what I mean. You can be from anywhere.
Next question comes in from Demon Swordsman. Who is the best WuTang Clan member?
Probably RZA.
Method Man.
I don't know anything about the WuTang Clan.
Is Red Man also in there?
I don't know.
Yeah, Redman, yeah.
Method Man, and sure, I'll say that because no one said it. I don't know.
All right, I'll take this old dirty bastard.
I
then.
knew you were going to do it. I knew you would give him.
I just know RZA and Jizza from Jim Jarmusch movies. They like show up in Coffee and Cigarettes. I think they're from WuTang Clan, right?
See all their numbers. Yeah.
First time I heard Coffee and Cigarettes referenced in a long time.
It was okay.
Ghostface. Did anyone say Ghostface Killer?
No.
Oh,
No.
Ghostface. Was Crazy Eyes in that?
There's Capadonna, Ugod, Inspecta Deck, and Master Killer. Is, I think, the ones you didn't
Respect the dick.
get.
You guys knowing the WuTang Clan is surprising.
These are much better names I can come up with.
WuTang.
Their origin is from New York as well.
Yeah.
Good question. We have a riddle from
Oh.
MGS Junkie. You measure my life in hours, and I serve you by expiring. I am quick when I'm thin and slow when I'm fat. The wind is my enemy. What am I?
Hard drive.
What?
A hard drive?
I think it's
Hard drive.
Is it?
Didn't
Hard
give
drive?
you an answer.
I
It
think
doesn't
it's
give an answer, so it's hard drive.
Yeah, it's hard drive.
or a candle.
Hard drive, dude.
The wind is the enemy of the hard drive. I agree with
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I
That's
guess
true.
I guess the answer is
I'd be annoyed if I was just trying to like read data. Someone was like blasting me with error.
Hard drives like that, Huber. They want to stay cool.
Huber's logic is sound.
pretty sure it's candle.
Huber's logic is. Oh Lord.
What's the answer?
Yeah, it's hard drive, right?
No answer given.
I need to know this.
It's a candle.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you measure candles by hours?
Yeah.
You measure my
Yeah,
life
they
now
go
Yeah.
down.
review by expiring. I'm quick when I'm thin and slow when I'm fat. The wind is my enemy. What am I? As soon as Ian said that, it all
Yeah.
fell into
It's
place.
gotta
Yeah.
be a candle.
All right. Or hard drive.
Or hard drive.
Or hard drive.
It's a hard
Multiply.
drive.
Yeah.
Quit being cute.
You know, I'd hate somebody blow it on my hard drive. All right. If you had the power and authority to arrange a marriage between any two video game characters, who would they be?
Wow, that's such a good question.
That I wasn't gonna
Video game arranged marriage.
That was from Master Pants. Thank you, Master Pants.
Lara Croft and Samus.
I don't know about marriage, but like I would set up a date between Lightning and Cloud.
They're too similar, dude. They would
Have
hate each
them go,
other.
dude, have them go on a date. Blind date, dude. They show up to a
They're
restaurant.
just the same person.
Do
pretty
you not
much.
like Tifa?
What?
Cloud has like a perfect girlfriend, dude.
Yeah.
Aren't her and him in spoilers, but aren't him and Tifa just buds? I haven't played
No,
Sled in
dude,
a
it
long
gets
time.
romantic.
Okay, I haven't played it in a very long time. Beat it one time in my life.
It does get complicated,
Got it.
if I recall.
Yeah, things get complicated.
I mean, yeah, I'm assuming that part of this question is like, and they are comfortable with it, like, and they're into it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't want to arrange any marriage that
No.
they don't want to do. Like, that's dastardly.
Some
I'd like to
Bowser
find
level.
someone for Ryu.
Yeah.
Ryu?
Yeah.
Is it at Chun?
Did he and Chun-Li ever date?
No, he's always like, I'm just here for the fights.
He's very. He prioritizes solo training. Yeah.
Probably Blanca's the perfect fit
Wait, does he not train with Ken?
for Ryu.
He does train with Ken. Yes,
But,
Yeah, I
but
thought they were
Ken's a
bros.
family man.
they
Ken
are.
Bros.
I'm just saying, Ryu also spends a lot of time on his own.
Yeah. Like, he's like, when Ken goes home and is like talking to his kid, like Ryu's just like under a waterfall.
Time to settle down, Ryu.
Yeah, hang it up.
Like, yeah, like you're not like that much better than Ken. You know,
Yeah.
like Ken
No,
is able to
Don't
to
hang
balance
it up.
the family life.
Just be a family man too.
Yeah,
Just chill out, Ryu.
yeah.
Or find yourself a partner that understands the need.
Man.
Yeah, someone that loves to fight.
Like
Who would-
Blanca.
Ryu.
It's Blanca.
It's good. It's like Chris Redfield.
Ryu and Chris Redfield.
That's very funny.
Oh, yeah. Both career men.
They can't let go.
Yeah.
They're like, they don't see each other for months at a time.
Yeah, and it's fine. That's
but
fine.
they're fine with it, yeah.
Yeah.
That You're right. I think you hit the nail on the head.
Both. Okay, so Ryu and Chris Redfield, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So they start dating, and it's awkward at first.
Yeah.
And they just are like, so, how do you prepare? And then
How do you prepare?
How do you prepare,
they
dude?
start drinking. And the date goes on for a really long time, and neither leaves, but just painfully slowly, they kind of start opening up more and more. And then at 3 a.m., they just have an outpouring of emotion.
Yeah.
That's what I envision.
Nice. They'd be good shoulders to cry on for each other.
I always thought Jill and Chris were kind of a thing. Maybe not.
They seem like homies too, though.
Yeah, maybe there's homies.
I feel like also for like Mario characters, like for Daisy, I would like a competent boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like Daisy just gets Luigi because Luigi's there.
Yo, Luigi's competent, dude. Give him a break.
Yeah, what the
How many
hell?
ghost houses he's like cleaned so many ghost houses, Kyle?
Yeah,
But
this
he's
is
still a coward.
slanderous.
He's
It doesn't matter, man. He still gets the job done.
yeah, but like so
What about
Daisy
results?
deserves someone who's fun and outgoing. You know,
Mm.
Luigi is clearly introverted.
Yeah, I doubt he's like the most fun to hang out with.
Luigi? Dude, he'd
Yeah.
be sick to hang out with. You kidding me?
No, like in the intro of like Luigi's Mansion 2, he's just hanging out in his house with his dog. You know what I mean? He's just
That's
like
awesome.
sitting by the
He's
fire.
just chilling.
Yeah. I just don't I agree. I just don't think that's a Daisy match. And I just feel
Same.
like the Daisy match is forced.
No.
I feel like Luigi just wants to be left alone.
No, Luigi hangs out. Luigi shows up in all the games, dude. He's ready to party. He's not introvert. He's there in every single one. If Luigi's absent for the roster, then you got a point. But he's
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Oh, Blood has one.
Oh,
Do you just
I've
pick
been
something up?
thinking craziness.
What do you have, dude?
But I'm trying to remember the name. I'm trying to make sure this is what I'm thinking.
I'm really
If Lightning
excited
and
about this.
Cloud like got married, they would be like the rulers of the universe.
Anyone who marries Lightning is going to be the ruler of the universe.
True. You're right.
All right.
You're
So yeah, you remember HK-47 from Old Republic?
The one who
Yes.
talks about meat bags?
Yeah.
Yes. And GLaDOS.
Oh no.
Bloodworth. Yes.
That's a good match.
Bloodworth
That is
thinking on a
good.
different level than us.
Ian
doing
will approve.
robots.
That's good.
Ian will approve. Ian, you have to hear Bloodworth's.
What is it? What is it?
It was HK-47 from Old Republic and GLaDOS.
That's good.
This is a really fun question.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I've been thinking about the daisy pairing, and I like can't come up with anything, Kyle.
It's like Ninja Gaiden Ryu.
You said fun. Like I don't. When I think of Ryu Hayabusa, I don't think like fun,
Yeah,
outgoing.
Do we leave any beefcakes off? Top 10 beefcakes.
Reliable for sure.
Cuber,
it's reliable.
who should Bowser end up with?
Top 10 beefcakes. Dude, Bowser and Zangief.
What?
Weren't they in...
That's it. That's the answer.
yeah.
We nailed it.
Why does it work?
Zangief.
Because of Wreck-It Ralph, dude.
Yeah.
They're hanging out.
Yeah.
They met at the meetings,
Mm-hmm.
and then they became like
It was
They
a
saw
group
each other.
therapy for villains.
They see
And for
each
some
other's
reason, Zangief
souls.
was- yeah. Okay.
Ugh.
All right.
All right. Our next question comes in from Profound Badness. Simple question. Apologies if you've been asked this before. Who is your favorite video game villain, and what is it that makes them stand out to you? What's important in a villain? Motivation, design, gravitas, believability, cruelty, and ruthlessness? It's October, the time of darkness and spookiness, so let's show some baddies some love. P.S. I'm banning villains that originated from other mediums if they're direct adaptations. So Joker from Batman is a no, while Dracula...
Oh, that was mine.
Dracula is A-okay.
I'm gonna go with Liquid Snake, and one word this person nailed: gravitas.
Gravitas.
Yes,
Snake.
Snake.
That's the
Snake.
most.
as gravitas.
Dude.
Hero.
Yeah.
Liquid Snake Gravitas commands the screen, dude.
Yeah.
Every word spoken.
I think in that line of thought, I think Sephiroth has a lot of gravitas.
Dude, specimen.
Yeah.
Guy is on a power trip too. Love it.
I really like GLaDOS actually. Like
Yeah.
she's funny and cruel and like sort of just nihilistic, and like you kind of beat her by her, or like she just kind of lets you go because she's like annoyed with you. Like it's interesting.
Wesker, obviously. Albert Wesker.
How about Wesker?
But lately, dude, replayed Last of Us like 6 months ago. David in that is like one of my favorite villains of all time. in
Creep
video games.
show.
Really strong arc. My goodness.
What makes him a good villain?
He like the first encounter. You know, you really don't know
Mm-hmm.
where he stands. It could go either way. Obviously, you're apprehensive, but the line he plays on it is just like his performance mainly. And then you have to like Uneasy Alliance like team up because the clickers and the infected come.
Yeah.
So then you're like all of a sudden working with this person. So just that whole scenario is so tense, and then it just escalates. There's so much dread, so much tension that just ramps up. Love it.
Any other villains we want to shout out?
Shout out to
Dude,
Ganon.
The Wind Waker version of Ganon was what I was gonna say, Brad.
Yeah, shout out to Ganon.
Because the Wind Waker version is the one version of Ganondorf that has like hardcore motivation. Actually, I mean, it's basically like the villain who their intentions were good, but their methods were just like evil. Ganondorf was just trying to fight for the survival of his people and stuff, and kind of alluded to the fact that Hyrule kind of treated the Gerudo and him like shit, and he was just trying to like their world sucked. They were starving, they were thirsty, they were dying, and he was just trying to fight for their survival. But he's now become like a homicidal maniac who wants to destroy the whole world. So yeah, but actual good like development and motivation. There was every other Ganon just like, I'm bad, I just want the Triforce, with like Breath of the Wild's one being the worst.
Next question comes in from James. What is your dream crossover game? The one rule is that it can't be a game currently.
Kazuma in Smash. Come on.
Man, Kiryu and Tekken.
Yeah.
Star Fox F-Zero.
Mm.
Do you still believe?
I don't believe anymore, dude.
Do you believe?
I mean, it's like, it's obvious, but it's also why it's so good. I just want to see what a Mortal Kombat cross Street Fighter game is.
Sure.
Yeah, the fabled, the prophecy, dude.
Yeah. Crossovers.
Mhm.
I mean, if we're going big here, I mean, I love Kingdom Hearts, but I'd rather see a Square Enix and Nintendo like RPG crossover, like not just Mario, but like both their universes just colliding, like having all the Mario and all the Nintendo characters come together and being like a giant,
Collide.
just like
Hell
Mario
yeah.
fighting alongside Cloud in like a battle or something.
Dude.
Except
So
for
I
all the
need-
Bowser teaming up
Yeah.
to cleanse the planet.
Can you just imagine
Bowser wielding stuff off sword. With the
just
one
like,
wing.
like imagine Mario like bouncing repeatedly on Sephiroth's head.
Yeah,
No,
I
I like
want to
to.
see. I want to see Mario use materia real bad.
Yeah,
dude.
I always imagine the co-op attacks.
Yo.
So like Bowser would like flame breath, and like Sephiroth would like catch his sword on fire or something. He'd like.
Man,
Dude.
the fucking internet would not be able to handle that.
Mario summons like Yoshi, so it's elaborate like sequence for Yoshi appearing, coming out of the sky.
But he's the
Pretty
same
good.
size. He just comes down. He's like,
It's like,
No, I was thinking it'd be like there'd be all this drama of him entering, and then you just get that really quick. That's
Yeah.
it. Like that's the end of the attack.
yeah.
This is a good video game.
Yeah.
And
I
then Mario
played.
like looks at Cloud and he's like, "How do you do this?"
Pikachu on a chocobo, just like riding. Oh, okay, we're done. Just like
Dude.
Sephiroth encountering a Pokemon. It's like, what?
Would a chocobo ride Yoshi, or would Yoshi ride a chocobo?
They take turns.
Yeah.
Would a Dotrio ride a chocobo? That's that bird one, right?
Dodrio, but
Dotrio.
yeah, that is the one that like you ride though. That's which is good.
Yeah.
Our next
like
question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Damiana.
Sid working on like the Star Fox stuff, fixing their.
Dude. Okay, that's a pretty sick idea. Our next question comes in from Simon. Hey guys, if you had to guess which of the allies do you think will be the next to get married, and who will be the next one to have a kid? Keep up the great work.
Ben.
Right. I can be the one to answer this question.
Yeah.
I'm getting married at the end of next month.
Scoops.
Going back to Iowa to get married.
Oh.
Scoop.
So yeah. We're having the wedding at the end of next month during the weekend of Thanksgiving, and then having the honeymoon in December. So, yeah.
Nice.
This is the grand announcement of that, Ben?
This is the first public announcement of it.
Yeah, I've been extremely tight-lipped about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't I don't know. I don't like a lot of attention, and like it's a weird thing to. I don't know. Sometimes I'm not always sure how to make an announcement, but that is happening. So
Cool.
yeah,
And then I think Jones might have a baby soon.
another one.
Yeah, Jones is going again.
Yeah, we're not having a kid, so I can't speak to that, but I can speak to the way.
Do the number of people married in Easy Allies now will they outnumber the unmarrieds?
Yes.
Well, we not yet, but we'll have me. We got Huber, Brandon, Blood,
I'm
Don.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
That makes us a real organization, I think.
Huber.
Gotcha.
Organization 13.
Yeah.
I wish we were Organization 13, dude.
Can we do one of these Q&As with just like black hoods?
Here's
A council of
Organization
9.
13 was and always has been a sham. It was
Yeah.
it's an idea that was never fully thought out.
You mean from within the lore, which is true?
Which they actually explain it within
Yeah,
the lore.
there's
It was just
yeah.
like, you know what? This was never anything, was it? It's like, yeah, it's not.
Or do you also mean outside of the lore?
I mean both, yeah.
Ulterior motives in that
Ugh.
place.
If I just
Mickey
put a bunch
looks
of cloaks on them, I can explain them later as the entire Organization 13.
Dude, Mickey looks sick in that cloak. It's undeniable.
He does.
He was in the Organization 13?
No, but like the cloak gives you
A
powers.
bunch of people wear those cloaks.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's like gives you defensive powers. I don't
You
remember what
can't
it
like
prevents you from.
be detected. I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
So they can't find you or something.
I thought the question was about Organization 13, and then I looked at it again. And it was Our next question comes in from Travis. My favorite Halloween memory was the first time I got tricked when I was a little kid. My mother, brother, and I approached the house for a chance at some of that sweet, sweet candy. We could see silhouettes of a man and woman through the curtains of the window to the living room. We suddenly heard make chainsaw sounds. Oh, we suddenly heard.
I think said make a chainsaw.
Yeah, he wants me to make chainsaw sounds.
That was good.
Yeah. The man raised the chainsaw to his wife as she screams and the lights go out. My brother and I ran screaming. What are y'all's favorite Halloween-related memories?
I had something very similar. When I was really young, super young, 5 years old, they had a haunted house.
Oh, the Woodbridge Center.
The Woodbridge Center, yeah. There's like a
Yeah.
center in like in our town where you go for like a haunted house, and it was freaky as hell, dude. They have like the
R-rated.
classic, dude, hard R-rated. They have the classic like it's like the classic strobe light room
Mhm.
where the dude is like throwing knives at you as you walk through. But then at the very end, the very, very end, they played it perfectly. You think you're free, you think you're out, like it's over. You come out, you see the lights, like you're out of the darkness, you're in the light. But out of the shadows, dude, like from the side room, guy comes out with a chainsaw, like right in my face, and I just like screamed crying into the parking lot.
What's your age?
Like 5, dude.
Oh
Right
no!
I'm surprised that this didn't have a longer lasting effect on you.
Yeah.
Oh, it did. Look what's on his
Yeah,
wall.
look at
Yeah,
behind
now
him,
I'm
dude.
like,
Behind him.
now I'm
Yeah.
immune to all scares because that was like
That
was the
terrified you
most.
so much. Yeah.
I've seen you get scared many times, Hubert, at haunted houses.
Yeah,
We've
I
been
love
through many, and you're like, oh!
I love a good like jump scare.
Yeah.
Man, you handle it so well.
It's real fun.
It's fun.
Ah, that's what we should have done. We all should have went to a haunted house or
I
something.
know.
Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, generally, just I love jolly trick or treating. I love like dressing up as something cool. I used to like in my later years, you know, like 11s and 12s would like make my own costumes, and that was super fun too.
That's so cool.
Yeah, like really like Halloween's one of my faves. I really do like this holiday.
Me too.
I like spending it with Easy Allies. I like that we all like dress up. It's fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
sometimes we had a big house on the corner, so it was like trick-or-treater bait, and like we would play scary music and have like lights and fog and stuff. But like some years, the last time I was there a few years back, we had it set up so we would watch for someone, and then like I would make the door slowly open itself, and then my friend Joe was sitting there pretending motionless with the bucket of candy, and the kids would come and like get the candy from his lap, or like from the giant bucket. And sometimes he would move and sometimes he wouldn't. But one time there were these little kids, and like if they were young, we would never try to scare them. But like one time there was these little kids, and we opened the door real slowly, and they were just too scared. They wouldn't go in, and then I felt like bad, because I want them to have like a nice time. I don't actually want to scare them, But I remember that we like scared these little kids just by a door opening on its own,
It's fun.
That was a rule, though, dude. The rule was like, don't go into a house.
Oh.
Yeah. In my small town, it was like, not a rule, but like,
Okay.
It was just in the little like vestibule, like you didn't turn a corner or anything. But yeah, I would never go into someone's house.
Mine is kind of embarrassing, I guess, but I'll just say it anyway. When I was like really young, like my mom had so much fun like picking out costumes for me, so like going as Peter Pan or whatever. And I remember I think it was 4th grade, I was just like, no, like I'm gonna do my own thing. Like, I'm gonna be, whatever I want to be. And I just was into like skateboarding at the time. So I was like this zombie skateboarder. I think part of it was like they didn't want me like having like fake blood or whatever, but I had this like sweet kind of like prosthetic scar on my face. And I just remember feeling like I mean it wasn't cool, but I felt cool. I felt like I had some more independence. I felt like I was being more rebellious. So that was cool.
Sick.
Did people recognize what you were doing when you knocked on the door and trick-or-treated?
I don't know. I mean,
did you have the skateboard?
Yeah, I had a skateboard.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I had a skateboard, and I believe I had a helmet, and I just had like, like you can buy those things at like Walmart, where you
I do.
Scars on your face.
Scars.
It was like that. So It wasn't like a really clever or creative or obvious outfit, but I just was like, it felt like it was me, I felt
Nice.
like this is what I want. This is what I'm interested in. So it was just kind of like a cool moment for me.
I'm glad that that's where that story ended, and not with you like realizing that you like hurt your mom's feelings or something. Like I was worried that it was going there.
Oh yeah.
No.
And I felt such shame, and I was like, oh no.
No.
Stories like that make me sad.
No, I don't think she was upset at all.
Nice.
Next question comes in from Shu Hankar. Hi, Alice. Short and simple. Who are your favorite video game protagonists? Personally, my top 3 are Arthur Morgan, Joel, and Dad Kratos.
Dad
Great.
Kratos is very good.
Lineup. My goodness. I love those top 3.
It's a good top 3.
I think about Arthur Morgan all the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. All the time.
I feel like I bring up this game every Q&A, but James from Silent Hill 2 is good.
Geralt, dude.
Geralt,
Immediate
sick.
top 3.
Mhm.
Not even a question.
Oh, Geralt.
Yep.
I think Ciri's more interesting.
Dude, series dope. I just feel like you see way more of Geralt.
Yeah, you get 3
Series
games
are
of them.
Honestly, though, like, man, Solid Snake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Solid Snake, yeah.
Solid Snake specifically in MGS1 for me.
I love Parappa the Rapper as a protagonist.
It's very good.
I think
Sure,
I
yeah.
think he's really good. He's got a really good little journey. And also, I know I was just talking about him a lot, but I think Luigi is a great protagonist.
That's right, dude.
Bit, or are you?
No,
No, not a bit.
I always really like when Luigi gets the spotlight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Luigi.
He's very unassuming.
Right, like Mario Odyssey, I obviously love it, but like Mario is just kind of unaffected by everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like you do Mario's Mansion, right? And he wouldn't be scared like Luigi is, and it would be a less interesting game.
I feel like Mario's been creeped out before, though, in some of the games.
Yeah, but like even Brad, even when like something is really bad is happening, you still control it, and he's still going wahoo hee hee and it's like, oh, Mario, not now.
Yeah, I think that's a
Yeah.
good contrast though from Luigi. Like they need to be different like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Whereas, Luigi, like, the whole time is like, oh, no.
Yeah.
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 And he still has moments of joy within the mansion too, which is great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luigi is very thoughtful too. Always hiding those. He hides all the balloons for you in Mario Odyssey.
So thoughtful.
Yeah. Giving Mario extra things to do, just always being there for his brother. Yeah.
I like Rayman. Rayman's kind of cool. Sorta.
As a protagonist?
I mean, now that I like him as like a player character, but like, yeah, I don't know.
It's weird because I feel like so many games I like other characters way more than I like the protagonist.
Yeah, well, because usually the protagonist is kind of a blank slate, right?
Exactly. All right. Tim Man asks, what is something you dislike or don't get that shows your age?
TikTok.
Children. TikTok, is that what you said?
Yeah. Isn't it just Vine again?
That's what I was like. Someone was
Right.
describing it to me, and I was
That
like,
makes
that's
me
just
old
fine.
because I can't tell the difference. So am I old?
The rented scooter things.
The electric scooters?
Oh,
Yeah,
Bird and all
Bird.
that?
Yeah. Just feels like clutter all over the place.
I've used one once because John Finger was like, let's give it a spin. And I was like, all right. It was fine.
I guess it's hard to say like I don't like it because I don't use it, but like Tinder seems really weird to me.
Oh yeah, that creeps me out.
That's our age group, though.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to call out people that use their phone in a movie theater. So
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
Any
Stop
chance you get.
doing
even
it.
if it's all ages, I don't care.
Yeah. You gotta go.
You gotta go.
Go outside.
Yeah.
Just leave the theater for a second.
Or just talking in a theater. Like, oh, my God. Why
Yeah,
are you here?
don't
Why
say
are
a
you here?
word.
The preview start. Shut up.
Yeah, I would make. them
I've done with people talking during previews, but
I mean, it's more understandable, but like I hate it when it's like the first time I'm seeing a trailer on a big screen, especially if I haven't watched it, and like people are still like chatting and stuff, and it's like, I know it's not the movie, but it still stinks. It's like I just wanted to see this trailer.
One of my favorite moments, though, is if you're seeing like a horror movie or after like a horror movie trailer, that like buzz in the audience right when the trailer ends, and everyone's like, "Oh, that was freaky," or like everyone's talking about that moment. I love that feeling for like
Like in between the trailers is great. Like the reactions or like people laughing afterwards, like it was a funny trailer. It's like that's great.
love that moment.
Or
It's
like
people
when-
like who are like not into it clearly. Like they're still on their phone. Like it's like, we're not done yet. You know, it's like, nah, it's time's up. Let's go.
Yeah.
AirPods are definitely something that I think so my age. They're like extremely popular, and I look at the price. I'm like, no.
well, and the fact that they expire in like a year or two, right? Like you can't even recharge them or anything.
Well, that's
No.
classic Apple.
It is classic Apple, but it's like
I mean, you can charge, but you can't replace the battery.
it reaches like a whole new level for me where I'm like, I don't know.
I think they look kind of silly.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of people with dogs, and I like don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, I don't. What is that?
I'm just joking.
It's a bit.
It's a bit.
I believed it. I believed it wholeheartedly.
Like, what's the deal with dogs? Why do people have dogs?
It
Like,
hurt me so much.
There you
So much.
top 10 most popular things for teens in 2019.
Oh no.
Oh, hit me with these.
Oh, no.
Yeah, what are
these
these?
Generic. Sorry, not generic.
Jeanette.
Yeah. Trying to find like a specific thing here. Favorite celebrities. We all know these people. These aren't anyone. Favorite game. No,
What are the top 10 things?
they're just generic things. It's like technology, teens, and smart.
Oh,
Wow, what a stupid.
trying to
list.
be-
You're looking through clickbait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
What a
got baited,
terrible
dude.
We got baited,
You
man.
got
I think it's time to move on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dawning
Top
the
10
nerd
things,
watch.
20 pages to click through.
yeah.
No.
Our next question comes in from Jordan. What are the Allies' favorite mobile games? Any simply perfect time killers or fully loaded AAA masterpieces that have caught your attention over the past year or two?
Angry Birds, dude. I loved Angry Birds back in the day.
You did?
Tiny Wings.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't know.
fun, dude.
Brad, did you keep this a secret from me?
No.
Were you hiding this?
You were
No.
hiding it, dude.
I just
You're
don't play
hiding
mobile
it.
games that much, but when I'd play Angry Birds, dude.
I've never heard you say Angry
I've
Birds.
Dude,
Never
Angry
in my
Birds
life.
was so fun.
This is huge.
This is blowing my mind.
That's right, dude.
This
Yeah,
is
this is a
crazy.
big deal.
That's right. And when they did Star Wars Angry Birds too, easy purchase. Easy.
Sorry, it broke up. What was the question? Is mobile games?
Favorite mobile games?
Oh, okay.
Robot Unicorn Attack when it came out.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Out of that, and then Crystal Defenders, the Final Fantasy Tower Defense game.
Snake.
Official Nokia Snake?
Yeah,
Or the
old stuff.
clones?
No, it was Jetpack Joyride, Hubert.
Hey, there it
Dude,
is.
Jetpack Driver is sweet.
Love Jetpack.
There are
Driver.
a lot of mobile games I like, but I got to give a shout out to Tiny Wings, man. Tiny Wings, that's like what I wanted more mobile games to make me feel like. It was perfect. It controlled so well.
Ian, did you think Snake started on Nokia?
No, but that was the one that got like big.
Oh,
It
sure,
got
sure.
huge.
That was
Yeah,
like,
I played that on like the Apple IIe.
oh
my
yeah,
neighbor's
yeah.
house, yeah.
But like
What's an Apple
it hit
TV?
its prime.
I got really obsessed with the Harry Potter Pokemon Go game for like a month.
You definitely kept that a secret from us.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That was probably a secret. No,
knew about
think
it.
I told you.
I knew about it.
Yeah, I
everyone
think
back
I
then-
kept it a secret for you, though.
I mean, I was addicted to Pokemon Go for a while. And I pick Pokemon Go up in fits and starts. I'll get like really into it, and then I'll get bored of it, and I'll get
Yeah.
really into it, and I get bored of it. Same with Fire Emblem Heroes.
I heard the Jetpack Joyride team actually has a new game coming out.
Ooh, what do we got, dude?
Yeah, there's something. Something's coming. I just heard about this.
Jetpack Snake.
I got really into the only like phone games I beat. I got really into Dungeon Village, I think is what it was called, and 10 Million or whatever. I got into that.
Yeah, I got into 10 million.
And my friend's game Threes. That's a good one.
Played some threes.
Your friend made
Friend made
three.
threes. Threes is like
Yeah, Asher.
Big.
Yeah,
Is Asher a millionaire?
I think. I don't know. I didn't
Right?
ask.
Because isn't threes just enormous?
yeah,
It got
threes is
big.
big.
He
Yeah.
actually got pretty screwed by like copycats though,
Yeah, for sure.
like 2049 or whatever that other one was that like just ripped him off.
Yeah.
What was the Peter Molyneux mobile game?
Wasn't it Cube? The Cube?
Yeah,
Didn't you
Cube.
play that, Huber?
Played
You,
it
like,
for a
you
minute.
tapped
I'm so
it?
Curious. Garbage.
Garbage.
So Half Brick Studios' first release in 3 years, Magic Brick Wars. It looks like a Bomberman type
Mm.
thing.
No.
Looks okay.
You know how I feel about Bomberman.
How do you feel about Bomber, man?
Not good, dude.
How do you feel about Bomberman 64?
So Bomberman requires foresight that I don't have. It's like chess. Bomberman is chess.
Bomberman 64 is different.
Bomberman-esque. Not.
You mean like adventure mode, dude?
Yeah, the Venture one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That stuff's cool.
All right, cool. We're good.
Yeah, I had Bomber on Generations on GameCube, and I was going through stuff, and I realized like I don't know what happened to that disc. I don't know if I let somebody borrow it or what.
Oh, I threw that away.
Yeah, I saw him do it.
Our last question
Oh,
comes
man.
from CDJ Gamer. If the allies starred in their own dark story tale, like Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark, each ally adding a scene to the story, we also need a twist, title, and creepy caption for the story.
Wow.
Sounds like an episode of Fiasco Nuts.
So it starts with we just had our group stream, right? We just had our Halloween group stream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we wrap up and everything. Everybody goes outside, and there are no cars in the streets outside, and nothing is happening.
Yes.
So we all freak out.
Yeah.
All 9 of us are down there. There's no one down there. What the hell? What the hell? Like, oh, let's go ask chat because they know everything.
So we go back inside?
So we go back inside to talk to chat.
And there's only one person in chat, and it's Otoshi.
And he's saying quotes, but it's
But
Jones,
backwards?
It's Jones confessing to a murder.
Oh.
Or
He have this terrible.
Well, and we realize that the quotes are happening before we say them. Like he's quoting us before we say it, and then the Jones murder confession starts happening.
Right,
and
but the
we're
Jones
reading
murder hasn't happened yet.
Right, and we're reading it, and then we realize like who he's about to kill of one of us.
Yeah.
We turn around to look at him, and he's just gone.
Yeah.
That's a good setup, man.
Nailed it.
Atoshi, dude.
What's
Some
it called?
Some precog Atoshi.
What's the title and tagline? We need those.
Hashtag Atoshi.
It's called it.
The allies clipped.
Ooh. Nice. And it's murder confirmed, and confirmed is misspelled.
That's very
The
funny.
tagline is murder confirmed.
Murder confined.
With a quote from someone. It's quoted, yeah.
Yeah.
Quote from himself.
Yeah.
The wrong year, though.
Oh my god.
All right.
That was a good crunch.
Beautiful.
That was a good crunch. That was a multi-layered crunch. Thank you to everybody who submitted a question. We'll do this again next month in November. I will not be here because I'll be getting married, so somebody else will be handling the Q&A next month. But yeah, we're still planning on doing a Q&A.
I do want to make it clear, though, before we wrap up, it seems like we're cruelly mocking one member of our community. That, this is like, we joke with Otoshigami openly. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
I
hope
love
that isn't
Otoshi.
seen as us ridiculing one member of our
Yeah, we love
Otoshigami
Otoshi.
is a
We
love Atoshi.
necessary part of this whole enterprise.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hope it comes across as like lighthearted.
Right. Yeah. I just thought that might get misconstrued there.
No. Nothing but love.
Nothing but love. All right. Thank you to everybody who's watching live, or if you're watching this in the VOD. And yeah, we'll see you next month.